Well, hello, friends. Welcome into the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs. Halloween with Specs and perfect potent potions with hair-raising savings on Texas' largest selections of lower-priced wine, spirits, and beers. I don't know why I read it like that. I just felt the urge to. All right, McKinley Polanski, found out you watched Goodfellas, so thank you.
Yes, I did.
Nick, for the first time, a Social Center person actually listened to the recommendation to watch these movies from back in the day, and she did it.
That's good. Even I've gotten recommendations that I just don't go watch. I don't do it.
You've seen Goodfellas, though, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It's scary.
It was not scary. Violent.
It was violent. That's what. It's not scary. It's not a scary movie. It's a violent movie.
Yeah.
And I don't normally watch those movies, but it was a good movie to watch.
I want my football team like Goodfellas. I want a violent football team. A Cassius Howell violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
That's
okay.
Yep.
Favorite part of the show today?
My favorite part was Jordan Pugh. He just gets me so hyped about Texas A&M football. Love listening to him talk every week. He's just great person to have on the show.
Great ambassador of Aggie athletics.
Yes.
Thank you so much for agreeing with me. Nick, your favorite part of the program?
I'm going to go our good buddy up in Fayetteville, John Nabors. Good to hear his side of this game coming up on Saturday, and excuse the sideways hat.
I was noticing that.
I didn't even realize it was crooked until then, but yeah, John Nabors.
Who else made the rewind today?
OB, live from Birmingham at SEC basketball tip-off, and Josh Pate, of course.
Oh, Josh Pate, fourth on the list?
Well,
Pate State?
No, he's going to show up second on the rewind, but just fourth in my order of announcing.
Okay, but do you rank them? Like, maybe that could be a new
it's
thing
just
we do.
In order of how they appear on the show. I edit it as it goes.
We'll see about that. It's the rewind. Check it. All right, let's get into the big news yesterday. We saw it. We thought it could be bad. We hoped it wasn't. And I guess all things considered, not good news by any stretch, but not as bad as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, considering the way Le'Veon was tackled and the reaction, he was obviously in severe pain and then being helped off the field. And when you also consider, they had the knee injury, it's probably as good a news as you could hope for, and that it's an ankle and that he'll be back at some point this year. I don't know if it's a high ankle sprain or what. Those can take a while, but at least you've got the feeling that he'll be there to help you out at some point. And so now you look and you say, well, can A&M survive it better than they did last year? And I know they have some good running backs, much more depth than they had last year. But what Le'Veon does that's different and why he's the starter is he runs violently. He attacks the line of scrimmage. He doesn't necessarily go looking for a hole and dancing around, waiting for a hole to develop. He goes in. If it's not there, he'll either make it or he bounces out, which is how he got hurt. He had bounced that outside. And so that's what you worry about. There's no doubt that they have running backs that can carry it and be productive. They've proven that. But are they going to be the same kind of force that Le'Veon Moss is?
Well, I have some thoughts on this that I think they are much better suited this year to handle it than they were a year ago. And I'm going to tell you my why, OB. First off, they do have Reuben Owens. They have a deeper running back room than they had a year ago.
Yes.
Morrow. I think E.J. Smith is a much better option this year than he was a year ago at this point where he wasn't really healthy. And, I almost cringed when he got the ball last year. Now I look forward to him getting the ball, right?
Best, good, and bad against the other guy's best. And it can sometimes fool you into actually thinking your guy's lower, a few rungs down the ladder than he is. I think Marcel's better than middle tier. I would also say this. Let's go back to the Florida game. Numbers are good. You just read off the numbers. Not great, but good. Are there not still throws there that could be made? Is there not still more meat on the bone? Now, we're saying that in what, a 31-17? Wasn't that the final? A 31-17 win. A win that I will agree with you using those adjectives for the A&M Florida game absolutely got overlooked. Absolutely was underappreciated because people just look at Florida's record and they don't understand. That was kind of a last gasp effort from Florida. That was, all in, and they just beat Texas and they're coming into your building. kind of handled them and took over the second half rather. And Reed was a lot to do with that. But the third component of that, just to remember in how complementary this game is supposed to be, is like you and I have talked about every week since the Auburn game. They have more than one or two ways to win. So if he doesn't light the world on fire one week and he's still a 31-17 winner, that's what he is. He's a winner. They're a winner. You're a winner. The team's a winner. So, okay, if you got the fifth best quarterback in the league, but you have the confetti raining down on you in Atlanta, what did you accomplish? Everything you set out to.
Well, now they're going to have to do it without Le'Veon Moss, and A&M went down that path last year. And, offensively it wasn't kind. But then I remind myself, and I'm kind of arguing with myself here, Josh, but I remind myself that A&M didn't lose games because of the offense last year at the end. The Texas game they lost because offensively, I get that. But it was their defense not having the ability to stop teams at the end of games. So I look at the way this defense plays this year and how they've controlled fourth quarters. And how they can stop the run, how they are really good on the best at third down, stopping a third down. And I'm like, you know what? They had Amari and EJ last year in their backfield, and they did quite well offensively. Their defense struggled. This year, they've got those guys, and they got Jamarian Morrow, and they got Reuben Owens. Oh, no, by the way, this defense is really good. So I argued with myself to give you a platform to argue back.
Well, I don't have that much pushback on it. I would say that what did we talk about when we came into the season with them at the tailback position? We didn't talk about one name very intentionally because we thought they had really good depth in that room. No one, at least I didn't, tout A&M's ability to run the ball because of one guy.
Because offense requires chemistry and timing. Defense requires chaos. People complicate the game of football too much. It's not a very complicated football game. On defense, it is my job to whoop your ass and create as much chaos as possible. So then I disrupt timing. I disrupt chemistry. I disrupt all the flow of the offense. The reason why the offense is a little bit harder on the road is because, man, you're talking about conditions with noise, momentum. All that stuff is real, and it takes time to create a flow of chemistry. That's why on the road offense, you want to start fast. You want to get the plays out. You want to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, create rhythm as fast as possible. Defense is about effort. Defense is about want to. Yes, schemes matter. But, man, if you can create the chaos, if you can whoop that man in front of you, you take away a lot of what the offense wants to do. That's why it always travels. That's why whenever you start practice, defense is always ahead of the offense. And if you have guys like we have at the front seven that can create chaos, that can cause all those things to collapse, those are what you're looking for. And that's the progression that I've seen, man, with us this season. I think it's been a beautiful thing.
Jordan, I don't know if you know this about me, but I like to create shirt ideas that never get done. And I think we've created a new shirt idea. Did you say defense is about chaos? What was the exact phrase? Because it was perfect.
I said offense is about chemistry. Defense is about chaos. And I think people lose sight in that, man. Defense, I'm getting in my coaching mode now.
Come on, get coach. I want to hear it.
What that joker's butt in front of you. It's simple. It's not that complicated because if you're doing that, it allows me to do what I want to on the back end. Man, so if we understand that simple concept, if we have that in our mindset, it takes care of everything else, man. I do like that for a shirt, man. We need to put that together. Offense is about chemistry. Defense is about chaos. It's that simple.
Bam. All right. I'm making that shirt one day. CC Creations, I'm hollering. Cassius Howell. That's chaos right there, my friend.
Yes.
Chaos Cassius. Are they better than their record? Are they more competitive because these games are tight, or is it just kind of a masquerade?
I think it's more of a masquerade than anything. It kind of makes me laugh. There's a shirt that's been sold quite a bit here in Arkansas that says we are the best at coming close to almost winning every game, because that's kind of how it feels. It's like they're good enough, they're competitive, they are right there, but they shoot themselves in the foot each and every time. And, this year you've had 3 games that ended with 1 possession losses, and it comes down to fumbles pretty much. I mean, there's other things that go into it, but they're a good team. Like they're good enough to be there. They're good enough to be in a competitive game against really good teams. I mean, going on the road to Tennessee is not an easy task, but they just keep shooting themselves in the foot regardless of who the head coach is, it seems like.
Does it feel like the team has given up yet, or no, this is Petrino's first home game. Here we go. Let's just try to do it one last ditch.
I don't think they've given up yet. That Notre Dame game, oh yeah, they gave up. I mean, they gave up 42 points in the first half. It's hard to say that they didn't give up on the team, but that's what led ultimately to the firing of Sam Pittman. Insert Bobby Petrino. Still crazy to think that he's the head coach once again at Arkansas, but you bring him in. I think everybody was wondering, okay, so how's this going to look? Are they going to fight for Bobby? They're going to play for Bobby? Seems like pretty crazy circumstances. Well, Tennessee, I know they still lost, but they definitely did not give up. They played hard and they played for Bobby. So I don't think they've given up. I don't think they've let go of the rope. And I think most Razorback fans are just hoping that this wasn't some sort of momentum killer at all, where they at least show up a little bit against Texas A&M, because the Aggies are really good. But I don't think there's any question that the team has not let go of the rope just yet. Texas A&M may change that though on Saturday.
What is different with Bobby Petrino as the head coach? I mean, I know the defensive staff, which is kind of, I don't know how I feel about that, firing your defensive staff mid-season, bringing in new folks, and like having to figure it out as you're going to Tennessee. But like, what's different?
Well, I think it's a matter of confidence, because the thing is, Sam Pittman had a lot of good qualities and everything. But the one thing that if you could just tell, even from press conferences, is that he just wasn't the detailed guy, the guy that just looked at the smallest of things that could understand, all right, this is what we need to do. This is how we do it. This is what we're going to work on. I mean, there'd be some very general statements, but that just wasn't his thing. And with Bobby, you can tell, I mean, the guy's been a successful coach pretty much everywhere he's been. The simple things like, hey, what'd you see on this third down play? And he'll go through exact details of what he saw, what they wanted to do, what they were trying to do, why they went with this decision. And I think it's just a matter of feeling a little bit more confident, to where you're not saying he's just automatically going to win games because he's more confident. But from a fan perspective and from everyone just listening to him, he sounds just so much more adequate to be in this role than what the previous coach was. And I've even brought up, it's weird how many times have we seen a head coach get fired and the interim coach automatically is a better head coach right off the jump before they even coach a game.
All right, Polanski, I want you to tell the people what to do, but you have to mix in, do I amuse you? Where's that from?
I don't know. Goodfellas?
Thank you.
Okay.
Like a clown? Wow, that was kind of a creepy laugh.
Do I amuse you? Like, comment, subscribe. Do I amuse you?
Yeah, actually, you do. You do amuse me. Our back and forth is sometimes is cringy. Amuses me, yes.
And share with your friends, family, everything. And tune back in tomorrow.
Did you just say a bad word?
I said check. I was going to say check in, tune in. I did not say a bad word.
I know. Check it next time. Check.